Hello, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Salola. I usually go by Liz. I am 19 years old, and welcome to StoryBook Talks. This is Uzi's story, a little branch called Uzi Storybook Talks, where it's gonna be like a video chat, I guess, a little podcasty talk show. Yeah. This is the first episode, so that's why there's no guests. But on future episodes, be expecting to hear some conversations with some other people. So let's deep dive into, first of all, what is Uzi's story? I know a lot of people were asking me what my name means. Uzi's story is kind of like, it's definitely unique. People were I know they had some mixed feelings about it. They didn't really know how to feel. But once I tell you the meaning, I hope you love it a little bit more. So Uzi's story, Uzi stands for each individual letter of my names that my mama and my papa gave me. So yeah. OOOSIE, Uzi. Omotolani, Omowanyola, Oyinkoisola, Solola, Ifelua, Elizabeth. So that's Uzi. And story is basically the reason why I got into the creative field in the first place was because of my first story. So Uzi's story kind of spells out my story, if that makes sense. And basically this is just to kind of keep track of all my creative endeavors, if that makes sense. I feel like whenever I have a creative idea, sort of like what I'm doing right now, Uzi's story kind of gives me the opportunity to do so. Okay, let me take a deep dive into Uzi's story. So the reason for the story aspect of Uzi's story started because I made my first story, and this is because when I came to Canada, I was a little bit younger. I think I was like 6 or 5, and I remember being enrolled into my first school and the teacher asking us to get notebooks, and my mom was like, "Which notebook should we get?" I'm like, "I want this one." We got the wrong book. Yeah, so basically, because we got the wrong book, the teacher was like, "Here, I have an extra. You can just use this." And then I was just like, "What do I do with this one?" It was a giant book, by the way. It was huge. It had no lines for words. It was just big. And I was like, "What do I do with this one?" And they're like, I don't know. Just take it home." Yeah. So I asked my mom, "What do I do with this book?" She's like, "Write your stories." I was like, "Okay, I'll write my stories. I'll tell my stories in this book." So every single time I wrote my stories, I would show my mom, and I'm like, "Mom, I wrote another story," and she would read them, and she's like, "Good job, Liz, I'm so proud of you." And I'd be like, "Thank you," and I'd write more stories, and from stories, I started writing scripts, and I would do skits and puppet shows. In grade 4, I remember I used to do puppet shows, and I made puppets out of paper, and I'd get like my friends to come in, and we'd do like a whole show based off the script I wrote with puppets. And I just remember falling in love with the art of storytelling and always wanting to tell a story, whether it was through acting, directing, script writing. I just really loved telling stories. I fell in love with acting. I did a lot of acting in middle school, I would say. I was in my first play in grade 6. My teacher did like a fake version of Star Wars called Tree Wars. I'm not going to explain that. It was, yeah. It was fun though. I was really mad because I didn't get Princess Leia. I got a cheerleader, which is not even in Star Wars, but they kind of made that because I was like, I really wanted to be a character that was like really girly and stuff like that, and I was really excited. I really owned the cheerleader act. I ate to the ground. But yeah, so literally, I remember just falling in love with the art of storytelling, and in high school, I kind of lost that. I remember we did Legally Blonde. I was Serena, but COVID kind of affected the production of that. And I didn't really do that much acting in high school. It kind of was a little bit sad because I really had a passion for being in a play or telling a story, but I couldn't really do that. And it was really unfortunate because I really wanted to, and I felt like high school was my last opportunity to do that. And I was really sad because I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. I remember in grade 12, I was really upset because there was no play again, and I was just really disappointed, and I didn't really know what to do about it. And I remember for one of our projects in class, they were asking us to kind of form it in any creative part we want, if that makes sense. And I decided to do it in a short film. And I just remember writing a script and, having some friends help out, and we made a short film, and it was so corny and it was so cute. It was production value very low, but it was a fun short, and it told a story. So I ended up getting 100 on that assignment, by the way. Not to brag or anything, but yeah. No, literally, it was so fun doing that. And I remember it got so much reactions. I remember the class reaction was crazy. Everybody was, giving some good compliments regarding that, and they were like really encouraging me to do more. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something crazy. Let me write some films and produce them and do like a little showcase. So with the help of my favorite teachers, I was able to formulate something called Sulola Showcase. It was the Sulola Showcase. It was my first time making a bunch of films and just kind of having a bunch of friends produce with me and just create something. And I just remember getting these really small mics from Walmart and just kind of like having my phone as the camera, and like I had like a little ring light that didn't work because it was like really dim. I just remember having a bunch of support from friends, and we were in the production of my short films. I made 3. One was without me acting and one was with me acting, and it was supposed to be like a horror one that I did complete it, but I didn't really like the production of it, like the outcome, so I never posted it. Sorry to those who were waiting for that, but yeah. So I just kind of did like a trailer for it because I was supposed to do the production for it, but because of me losing all my footage, I couldn't do that anymore. So I was editing the footage that I filmed prior, and I do not really know what happened, but I think I like either dropped my water bottle on it. Anyways, the hard drive bended or something, and it wasn't working anymore, and my footage was gone. And I just remember being so heartbroken and so sad and feeling hopeless because my showcase was in like 2-3 weeks, and this was like 2-3 months worth of work, and I didn't know what I was gonna do because it was like a bunch of people were saying how excited they were for the showcase, but all my footage was gone. So I had to choose between either redoing everything or just giving up and telling people that, hey, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I said, no, I'm going to do that showcase. I said, I do not care. I'm going to do that showcase. And I did. I called the friends that were acting in my films, and I said, hey, I'm sorry, guys. I disappointed you guys. You trusted me with this, and, you believed in me, and I let you down. But would you mind believing in me one more time? Help me create something again, because I don't know if I could do it without you guys. And they agreed. And with the help of my friends, I was able to produce multiple films in time for the showcase. The third one I couldn't really make it into a full film, but I made it into like a little trailer. And I just remember being in that day. I didn't really sleep as much that week because I was just working on it, and I couldn't really do all my school assignments because I was so passionate about making this well, as at least as good as I can make it. And I remember just being in that auditorium, and it was packed. All my friends were there, and more people were there to support me. And I just remember feeling this rush of adrenaline. I knew at that moment that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Not necessarily just direct, but I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to be able to make people that excited again. And I just remember the reactions went crazy. I was so happy. it felt worth it, because even though my productions weren't the best, the sound quality was so bad. And I just remember not necessarily being happy with how some of the parts came out, but I still was proud of myself because I worked hard, and I felt like it told a story. It told my story, and that was the most important part. Even though I wasn't able to make it as enjoyable because of the sound quality or because of some transition shots or whatever, I still know that I tried my hardest, and I did my best, and I created something I look back to this day as a little corny, but it was something that I'm proud of, and something that impacted my life so much that I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I remember I came to first year of university, and I don't really know what I was doing, but I wasn't doing enough in my passion. I got an agent in Toronto, and I remember just not really feeling enough. I wanted more. And I remember when I got back to Calgary for the summer, I got another agent in Calgary, and I was getting some roles there, modeling, this, that. But it was like not enough. I still wanted more. So when I came back, I knew that I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. And I was really sad at one point. My creativity was kind of on a low. And I just remember having a conversation with one of my friends, and I was looking out in the mirror, and I had a dream previously. It was about a crazy movie idea that definitely was like millions of dollars of budget that is just not something I can produce at this point. But it was one of those things where it was like I had that idea. And I remember just kind of laughing about that because I was like, wow, this would have been such a cool movie. Have you ever had one of those moments where you think of an idea, but like, this is a cool movie, but I'm not going to produce it. You're not going to produce it. And you just forget about it. So that's kind of how that happened. I just remember one of my friends was bugging me. I was like, Liz, you need to write a script. And I'm like, I don't really know yet. I don't know what's going on, but my script writing creative mind is not really there. And I tried to write a script. I kept trying, but I just couldn't. And I was just like, oh, I don't know why I can't write a script. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm not being creative enough. And I felt like I was kind of forcing my mind to try to make something, but it wasn't working. It was like I kept trying to charge the battery, but there was no electricity to actually make it work until I found a different outlet source and the electricity started to flow. I remember coming up with this idea of way, 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 way lower budget version of my dream, twisted with more of a twist that I felt like I could do. I knew that it was still kind of hard to make a film, and it required a lot of help and money, and just there was a lot to do, but I knew that I still wanted to do it. And I remember showing my friends the story, and they're like, Liz, this is not a good idea. But I was like, I want to do this. I need to do it. So I did it. I made a film, and I just, I'm proud of myself. I came a long way, and I know that OOOSIE story tells just an amazing story of all the stuff that I'm going to do in life, And I know that although it's not really specified to just film making productions or just one thing, I could pretty much do anything in OOOSIE story like I'm doing now. OOOSIE StoryBook Talks, Yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of fun to think about. That I'm taking a step in my life where I can be proud of. I'm really passionate about this, and I want to share that passion with everybody. I do think that this is what I'm meant to do, and I don't know yet how I'm going to do it, but it's something I'm very passionate about, and I'm kind of speaking it into existence when I'm telling you guys now that I'm going to become something with this, and not necessarily just the podcasty talk show version of what I'm doing right now. This is mainly just for fun. I'm not really, if it goes somewhere, that's great, but if it doesn't, I'm not going to be too disappointed. But I know for a fact when it comes to storytelling, whether it's through acting or directing or whatever, I know this is something I want to do. I'm very passionate about it, I would say. It's something I really love. So I'm really excited to share you guys my film when it does come out. We're having our premiere March 20th. I will advertise more on that. So if you're in Toronto and you want to watch, definitely do come down. For those who aren't in Toronto, I know a lot of my supporters and my friends and my family are in Calgary. So definitely I will be posting it live once I'm done applying for film festivals and once it's like eligible to be able to be out in the public without is demeaning a word? Without affecting my without affecting my place in film festivals, because I know some film festivals are like, you can't show it to the public first, you have to show it to us first, and I'm like, okay. Anyways, yeah, so that's kind of like my story behind this film and this production of what I'm doing right now in OOOSIE Story. There's still so much more that I could be sharing regarding this, but I do think one thing that's really important to me is that I don't live a life with regrets. One thing I don't want to do is regret something. I want to be able to give everything my all, and I want to be able to know that I've tried my best, and if it doesn't work out, I know I gave it my all. You know, I can't regret something that I know I tried to my potential, to my maximum potential, because then I know that I did all I could. Until I get to that point where I'm like, yeah, I did all I could and I still didn't get it, then I feel like I'll still be satisfied because I know that I tried my best and I know that I gave it my all. And I think that alone is something that I will be proud of. And I don't think I can regret, you know, I think I can regret that necessarily. I felt like growing up a lot, I always kind of thought that I wasn't good enough. I feel like there was a part of me where I was very much people pleasing. I do think that I am more confident in myself now, and I'm more confident in the things I'm doing. I'm not as insecure as I was back then because I cared a lot about what people think, and I know that back in the past I was really dependent on that. You know, I really let that affect my day to day. You know, if somebody wasn't happy with what I was doing, I would try so hard to impress them. Like, I would try so hard to be their friend, when honestly, the only true relationship I need is with myself. I feel like, honestly, as long as I have that relationship with myself, as long as I am, you know, as long as I love myself to the extreme, I think that I'll be happy. I feel like I'll forever feel like I'm good enough. You know, never let a person make you feel like you're not good enough. I know everybody always says this, but not everybody actually feels it, you know? It's one thing to say, it's one thing to do, it's one thing to feel. Yeah, I think it's really important that you don't let society affect you. Don't let us, yeah. Sorry, I'm not really making any sense right now, but I told you guys that this is my first episode, so I kind of wanted to introduce myself a little bit. I wanted chapter 1 of OOOSIE Storybook Talks to be, what is OOOSIE Story, what is my story, and what was the meaning behind my name, and what's the journey I'm trying to take with this, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, this is just another step into my creativity mind. Creativity, is that a word? Creativity. If it's not a word, it's a word today. Creativity. It's a thought in my creativity mind, because I just made that a word. Period. Yeah, honestly, that's pretty much all I had to say. I don't want this episode to be too long. I could go on for hours. I talk a lot. That's something about me that, if you guys don't know, you'll know soon, or you found out today, because I can talk. One thing I can do is I could talk. I don't know why I never really took the initiative to do a podcast. I know I've tried a few times, and I remember one time, like, I even made the logo and everything with one of my friends, but I just never uploaded it. I don't know why. I kept procrastinating on editing it, and I just never upload. Imagine if I do that with this. No, I'm uploading this. No, definitely. I'm uploading this. Yeah, no, don't let procrastination stop you from accomplishing things. Oh my goodness. That will really set you back. I just remember how many things that I just kind of told myself, oh, I'll do it later, and just kind of forgot about. I guess that just means I really didn't want to do it. Because if you really want to do something, I feel like it's really hard to procrastinate on it. It'll always be in your mind. It's really hard to give up on something that you love, you know? But anyways, that's just me. That's me, guys. That's my story. That's Uzi's story. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you guys, and I'm so excited to be able to, talk more with you guys and just share a lot of conversations. I feel like this step that I'm taking is definitely a big one, but I'm so excited to be able to just talk with you guys and actually get to know you guys and have you guys get to know me. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Thank you guys for staying in tune till the end, and I really hope you like this episode. I hope you're really looking forward to seeing what I have in stock, because I have a lot in stock for you guys, not even just with OOOSIE Storybook Talks, with a lot more. I feel like I'm just looking forward to showing you guys what I have to offer, and I'm looking forward for you guys to see it too. Yeah, I hope you guys will be in tuned next time, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the next episode. I will see you guys in chapter 2 of Storybook Talks. Thank you, and have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.